Hello everyone, I am the Nas Blast, and I'm here yet again with another nasty analysis. A series where I go back and play through old or even crusty games, and report back here with an in-depth analysis of said game, along with my personal experience with it. And today, we are taking a look at a game that belongs to one of the franchises that had a great impact on the development of my nasty little noggin. Of course, we're taking a look at the purple dragon himself, Spyro, with the 5th main installment of his series. This is Spyro, A Hero's Tale. As a kid, the Spyro the Dragon series was probably the platformer I played the most, mainly the first two on the PS1, which were the only games I had for the PS1. But when the PlayStation 2 came around, of course they had to make some new Spyro games. Unfortunately, Spyro 4, Enter the Dragonfly, was not it, and is perceived as one of, if not the worst Spyro game. If you want to see more of that one, go check out the nasty analysis on it I made a while back. Invisible wall right here! You know what? No, fuck this one. But anyways, with the failure that was Spyro 4, the franchise had another chance to come back and get the formula right for newer consoles. Thus, Spyro 5, A Hero's Tale was born. And yeah, it was way better than the previous game, graphically wise and gameplay wise. But is it as good as the original trilogy? Or even better? Well, yes and no. Some things it does better, but there's still things the original trilogy still is superior at. So, let's dive on in and get into the analysis of this game. Hero's Tale was developed by Eurocom Entertainment and published by Vivendi Universal Games in 2004 for the GameCube, Xbox, and of course the PlayStation 2. Spyro is back with the usual gameplay that made him iconic, with the mechanics of collecting gems, ramming and torching enemies, and feeding your old pal Sparks butterflies for health, all coming back, with some new mechanics being introduced, as well as taking some old mechanics away. Unlike the other games that came before, Spyro does not start out with all the abilities from the prior games, and for the most part they all have to be unlocked again. I get why they did it like this. They wanted this game to be a fresh start almost, and wanted to make the game easier and better digestible to newer players. However, this does break some continuity. With that being said, most of the abilities Spyro learns in this game are through elder dragons that Spyro finds hidden around the worlds. The first ability being one Spyro learned 2 games ago, the Horn Bash, Spyro's ground pound move, which is used to acquire the main collectible in this game. He also has to relearn the most useless move he should have already known from the last game, the Wing Shield, a move that's supposed to protect you or deflect projectiles, but doesn't work for most of the projectiles in the game, so honestly, pretty useless. The other 2 abilities Spyro learns from the Elders are definitely new to Spyro, but not very unique ideas. The Pole Swing ability and the Wall Jump ability. Although these aren't the most exciting abilities, they do open up a lot of new areas for more exploring and backtracking, so it aids in the collectathon aspect of the game. The main aspect I would say that this Spyro game does differently than the previous games is how Spyro does his signature glides. You see, in the original games, Spyro did a single jump, then glided, and then at the end of the glide you could do a hover for a little height boost. This game, however, completely takes out the hover at the end of the jump, but replaces it with a double jump up front, as well as having a new ability where Spyro can pull himself up if he barely makes it to the edge of the platform. Well, at least he's supposed to. It's more of a coin flip if he ever actually uses it though. No! No! Oh my god. Most of these abilities are old abilities brought back from the classic games, but the developers also brought back a gimmick from the crusty Spyro 4. But it's probably the best thing that came out of that game overall. I am referring to the gimmick of the new breath types, all of them being seen before except for one. Thank the Lord they decided to throw out the bubble breath, but they ended up replacing it with a breath type that's a little less ass, that being water breath. Lightning, ice, and of course fire all make a comeback in this game. Fire being the basic one you start out with. You end up getting each one after completing a world and defeating said boss, there being 4 worlds in total. The goal for each world in this game is to destroy 10 of the new main collectible, Dark Gems. There are also Light Gems, which act as the secondary collectible and the main reward for most mini-games and challenges. Returning as a third collectible type in the game are Dragon Eggs. And unfortunately, they kinda suck ass. But I'll get more into that a little bit later. Dark Gems are the main thing here, and each one needs to be destroyed with a Horn Bash in order to open the gate to the world boss. These things aren't really hidden and act as the main objective points. When destroyed, they physically change the world around them, opening a path forward to probably the next Dark Crystal. Each hub world splits up to 10 Dark Gems amongst 3 main levels, except the last world that is treated a little differently. All of the dark crystals are scattered around, corrupting the world while also giving the main villain of the game his power. The antagonist this time around is an adult red dragon named Red. Out of all the villains Spyro has had up to this point, I'd definitely say that Red is the most opposing, and being an evil dragon is kinda badass, especially for a Spyro game. He's not the only enemy though. Red has joined forces with the original Spyro villain himself, the greasy green menace, Nasty Nork, alongside his Nork army, which serves as the main enemies you face in the game. The Norks appear in 3 main flavors. Fat pink Norks are the heavies, usually swinging big slow weapons like axes and hammers. Go on, do it. Hit me. Oh, what? That was actual horseshit, dog. Then we got the blue ones, which are faster and usually have swords and some type of shield of some sort. Then finally we got the most sleazy of them all, the small green ones, which serve as the archers, shooting at Spyro with crossbows from a distance. And most of the time, they're pretty damn accurate with it. Okay. It's like impossible to avoid their arrows. All these Norks do have different variants throughout the worlds, wearing more or less armor depending on where they are. There are also other types of enemies unique to each level, but for the most part, you're going to be slaughtering these guys. The Norks don't seem to be very effective though, leading to Red's master plan of using the Dark Gems to power his factory, which turns Norks into badass robot Norks. Too bad they're only reserved for the last couple levels, which is kind of a shame. I mean, these Robo Nork designs are pretty dope. It would have been pretty wild to see Nasty Nork go through the robot transformation process too, but unfortunately he is reserved as the first boss of the game, and is, unfortunately murdered by Spyro. Aww. But before we get to him, we must go through the first world. So let's take a look at it. The first hub world, if you can call it that, is Dragon Kingdom, with Dragon Village being the main zone. Right off the bat, I can say I enjoy the theme and vibe of this area, as well as the music. This definitely feels like a place in the Spyro universe, and is a great start to the game. Yeah, it's pretty much your run-of-the-mill grassy hills level, but that's just usually how it goes when it comes to platformers. This is also where we are introduced to most of the NPCs of the game. First up is the Professor, who was introduced in the second game, and is the man responsible for all the tech in this game. Stuff like power-ups, teleporters between worlds, and of course, can't forget the Professor's ball gadget. Alright, ball crushing time. Now put your balls in the device, Spyro.
Just step onto the path and activate it, and the ball gadget will materialize.
Yeah, power-ups are back and come in the form of these power pads that the Professor has set up across the realms, and require a certain amount of light gems to power. These power-ups are the usual Spyro power-ups that we've all come to know, that being temporary invincibility and supercharged power-ups. Nothing too unique here. Another character that makes a return here from the second game is Moneybags, the fat bear shopkeeper who acts as the guy to buy items from. Although he has been completely redesigned, unlike the Professor, he is no longer a posh English dude with a monocle.
Sorry, Spyro. I'd love to teach you how to swim underwater, but not as much as I'd love to take your treasure.
But now he's got a Turkish accent and runs a bazaar.
But it is money after all. So go inside.
Yeah.
And buy a lockpick.
Yeah, I'm trying. Just strange they decided to change him up completely, but not these other characters that appear like the Professor or Hunter. And oh yeah, Hunter's in this game, and for the first time, he is playable. Well, at least in 2 locations. And that just brings up the fact that, yeah, they ended up bringing back the different playable character idea from the third game, bringing back most of the characters from the third game. Sergeant Bird and Sparks are both playable in their own sections alongside Hunter. Bentley's also in the game, but only as an NPC in like one little area. And Agent 9 just isn't here at all. Maybe, I don't know, maybe got monkeypox or something. But he ended up getting replaced with a completely new character, Blink. Blink is the Professor's nephew and has possibly the worst sections in the game. I really don't want to miss. Oh! Oh, and he drowned. Get out of here. Get us out of here. Hunter's probably the better side character, I'd say. He can jump higher than Spyro and comes armed with a bow and arrow, mixing up the gameplay a little bit with long-range projectiles. Aha. Oh, a sniper. Instead of the usual close-up combat Spyro tends to have. But if you do want to get up close, Hunter does have a slide punch attack, and can also use his bow as a shield, even though it's kind of completely useless, like, Spyro's wing shield. You can also acquire 2 different types of arrows, normal and fire arrows. I prefer Spyro over all these characters, honestly, but Hunter comes in second, The rest aren't too great, but you know, Blink comes in definitely last. Sergeant Bird has been delegated to the mandatory speedway levels, and I'll be real, I never really liked these type of levels in any Spyro game. But hey, Sergeant Bird can shoot rockets, so that's pretty cool. Main difference is he just seems slower and wonkier to fly than Spyro does in his flying levels. But I mean, if you're gonna have the speedway sections, might as well give it to Sergeant Bird, I guess. Apparently Hunter and Sergeant Bird were supposed to be bigger playable characters that you would be able to play as throughout like the entire game, but was cut due to time constraints. The usual culprit when it comes to cut content. And of course, Spyro's right-hand man Sparks is here too with his own levels, although I do not find them as fun as his levels in Spyro 3. In that game, Spark was on a flat 2D plane from a bird-eye's view, treating his segments almost like Galaga. Here though, we were given a different POV from Sparks' ass, where we go down a linear tunnel blasting whatever's in front of us in a rail shooter. Oh health? Is that, dude, what is going on? I thought I was getting the health. Why are these controls inverted? Oh no, I am green Sparks. And now I'm no Sparks. Dude, fuck the rocks. Fuck the walls too. Rockets? Give me the rockets. Oh dude, what is going on? What just happened? How'd I get health? Also, Sparks talks in this game, and me no likey. Sparks, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it.
Spyro always used to send me into cracks like this.
Don't tell me about that. And last and certainly least is Blink, who has sections where he must go underground to destroy dark gems while fighting underground creatures like big spiders and plants. The thing that makes him ass though is just how awkward he is. He feels like the slowest character and can't jump that high, plus his attacks are terrible. He has a laser which, in theory, should be cool, but you can't hardly aim with it, and trying to hit any small animals with it to get like health is just brain rotting. And these grenades he uses have the worst radius imaginable, as well as being hard to aim them correctly like his laser. These bombs are kind of pissing me off. You can't like aim it. Hit the crystal. Ah. Have to be like right on it. Oh, great, still. Dude, this radius is ass. Okay, that's gotta hit it. Thank God. Yeah, I did one of his missions in my playthrough and just said, fuck it. Never to use him again. When it comes to the secondary playable characters, Spyro 3 definitely does it better than this game. Anyways, after running around this first area and gathering gems, we are welcome to Moneybags' Bazaar, where we can purchase items such as keys for opening chests, and extra health for Sparks, which gives him a new flashy red color, an upgrade for the Horn Bash move, increasing its radius, and other minor stuff like a ×2 gem multiplier and some ammo for Spyro's breath that are almost completely useless. For each of Spyro's breath types, you can acquire these balls, either from buying from Moneybags or finding them in chests, and they essentially just launch a short-range explosion of that breath type. I tried using these a couple times, but they really weren't useful, and at some point I just forgot about them, never to use them again. The main thing you're going to be buying from Moneybags, after buying the 2 main upgrades, are just keys for chests, and teleport scrolls for quick fast travel between Moneybag shops. And that just about does it for Moneybags. How? How the I'm on your pad, my guy. How do I buy a lockpick? What is this? Did I glitch the game? I may have glitched it. Okay, great. I'm like not even 10 minutes in yet, already encountered my first game-breaking glitch. Alright. Let's go back to base camp. Alright, Moneybags. Don't glitch out for me this time, please.
Go inside and buy a lockpick.
Okay. Will do. Okay.
There you are, my favorite.
It did glitch out last time. Are you kidding me? Why is this inverted? This was a cool idea. Just wish they fleshed out the shop more with actual decent upgrades besides just the 2 he had in there. But this beginning area also introduces us to the worst daycare worker of all time.
Right there! Hey, what's going on here? It's those spades again. They just
Oh, Lord.
the last of my dragon eggs. Well, at my last count, there were 80 of them. 10 eggs
This woman just lost 80 eggs. Bro, those thieves only took 3 of them. You lost a bunch of eggs before those fuckers came in. She just found someone to pin the blame on. The dragon eggs in this game are pure balls, though. And anytime I find one, I was just disappointed it wasn't a light gem. A collectible that actually unlocks stuff. They don't do much. If you fill out a set, you unlock stuff like concept art, the ability to play the in-game mini-games from the start menu, and a couple other playable characters, but they don't really change the way the game works, and it's pretty much just Spyro clones. Plus, the concept art in this game is kinda booty. Nothing too interesting. The worst part about this game has to do with dragon eggs, honestly, and it's the fact that every single mini-game or challenge with a separate character ends with a dragon egg. And if you want to get the light gem, the thing that's actually useful, you have to do it again. You have to do every single minigame twice. You know how frustrating it is to do every single challenge in this game twice? With little difference between them? It made it so I just didn't feel like it was worth even doing some of these challenges the first time, because I knew I would just get a dirty old egg instead of a light gem. And yes, it's even like this for the Sergeant Bird and Blink missions.
Should I try again and see if I can find you a light gem?
Oh, no. No, I think I'm good. It's a pain doing the Blink missions once, man. I'm not trying to do it twice. This is just one of those things put here for artificial playtime, and you can tell. Nonetheless, I do not fuck with it at all, and is one of the things that really drags this game down. Still, not as bad as Enter the Dragonfly though, that game is hot garbage. Anyways, with that rant out of the way, let's talk about these levels. Now, the other Spyro games had a different formula when it came to actual levels. Usually, you would have a homeworld, which would have portals leading to separate levels. Usually, each homeworld would have like 4 or 5 separate levels with it. But in this game, you get a homeworld that has like 2 levels directly connected to it, not by portals, but actually physically connected. It's not a huge deal that they did it this way with no portals being involved, but this does make the game feel more open and connected, and some of these levels do feel pretty big compared to the levels on the PlayStation 1. And it does help that you can teleport freely around using the shop teleports. That being said though, 3 levels per world does seem a little lackluster. The first real level we enter besides the homeworld of Dragon Village is Crocodile Swamp, a stinky swamp level flooded with crocodile enemies, piranha plants, and these spiders that kind of send me into a panic sometimes. Oh man, something about the way they stand, I don't like that. Is that a piranha plant? This level is one of the better ones, I would say, and nostalgia may have a big part to play in it. As a kid, I didn't own this game, but I did rent it from Blockbuster a couple times back when that was a thing. And this was a level I would spend a lot of time on, and I also vibe with the music. It makes me feel a certain way, I don't know. This is also the level where we acquire the pole dancing skill from this dragon.
You'll need to learn as much as you can to help you in your quest to find Red.
Now, to pole spin, jump onto the pole.
And also meet Blink for the first time. Since we find his ass here, that does tank the level a little bit. Probably should have just left him in the cage, to be honest. After acquiring 8 light gems from here and the hub world, we can finally gain access to the professor's ball gadget. Now put your balls in the device, Spyro. And yeah, this is just another run-of-the-mill ball rolling game. A ton of games have these in them, including Crash Twinsanity, which I just covered on this channel. After using the professor's balls, we make it to the final level of the first world, Dragonfly Falls. Another dope level aesthetically, but I've always just been fond of tropical jungle environments. And I think the bright, vibrant tones of this level work good to contrast the dark, dingy swamp tones of the last one. It reminds me of the classic counterpart level Spyro has had before. Levels that you can tell they take place in the same world, but just different locations and kind of work as opposites. But I do dig the whole vibe of this area, and the most memorable parts being the lake full of piranhas. Oh, get away from me, you buzzard! No! Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit, what is fucking piranhas? Oh! Help! Oh my god, dude, I got things attacking me. Where's Sparks at, dude? I didn't even see Sparks. I just got mauled by birds. Alright, just run. Get away. These guys are relentless. Holy shit. And the one section where you play as Hunter, hunting Norks in the jungle, giving me an almost like Turok vibe. But after going through that level and destroying the 10 dark gems, we can finally open up the boss chamber over in Dragon Village, where not only Nasty Nork is waiting for us, but also this red Spyro. Huh? This is just kind of random. His name is Flame, and he's literally a color swap red Spyro and is voiced by Tara Strong.
Now, going red is gnarly, but
Is that Timmy Turner? What even is Red Spyro? Why is this guy in here chilling out with Nasty Nork? I guarantee you this guy never shows up again. The developers had planned for Flame to be a playable character, but in the end seemed to be too much work to implement all the assets necessary, like different NPCs' voice lines and whatnot. But you can still play as him actually. If you collect a certain row of dragon eggs, you can unlock him through the extra menu, and just play as him whenever you want, as well as this other pink girl Spyro. She appears in the opening world too and acts like she's a character we should already be familiar with, says some shit to Spyro and just never does anything else for the rest of the game. Her name is Ember, by the way, and at least her model's a little bit different, not just, you know, a color swap. Both Ember and Flame seem a little out of place, but it's whatever. What we're really here for is your boy Nasty Nork.
Spyro, it's been a while since I last defeated you in battle, huh?
He's nasty.
Actually, I defeated you. You did? Really? I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he's a little pissed about the last time he and Spyro clashed and wants some payback. I'm a little conflicted on the way he is portrayed in this game though. On one hand, his name is Nasty Nork. No relation. Well, actually maybe a little relation. But with a name like that, you would expect he would be a little crusty, maybe greasy even. Now let me tell you, they made him greasy in this game for sure. But I do like the more menacing and cool design he had in the OG game. The gold armor was just more badass. And the Reignited trilogy did do him justice. But I just don't know what they got my man wearing in this game. They gave him some shittier iron armor with some titty plates nonetheless. And actually, I just realized his armor was looking kind of familiar, so I went back and looked at my original Spyro the Dragon copy and looked at the manual that I still have, which originally had Nasty Nork rocking this look. So when you really think about it, which is the true design of the Nork, of the Nasty? The old OG gold design of the game, or this like original concept art of him? I don't know. Say what you will about how he looks and sounds in this game, but I cannot lie, his boss fight in this game is 1,000 times better than the original Nasty fight. Back in the OG game, you just chased him around a couple times while he ran away like a bitch. But in this game, it's an actual fight. A long fight where you gotta hit him 9 times. Every boss in this game kind of has this weird gimmick though, where it's 3 phases where you have to hit the boss 3 times per phase. But this also makes these fights pretty long, especially for a Spyro boss fight. Spyro has never had the hardest or complex boss fights at all. The second and third game did a little bit better, but the first one has some of like the easiest boss fights like ever. Hell, as a kid, I didn't even realize half the bosses in that game were actual bosses. I thought they're just like regular enemies. But this game dials it up for sure, having probably the hardest and longest boss fights in the original series. But to be fair, it's not a high bar. But I mean, these are boss fights, and they all play the same way where you run around the boss avoiding their attacks until their openings appear. In Nasty Nork's case, he'll throw his hammer down on the ground, which gets stuck and will make his kilt blow upward, leaving his cheeks wide open for Spyro to come along and pulverize. The irritating part is you gotta do this 9 times, and especially around the end, the boss's attack patterns are just long as hell. You do get checkpoints in between, so you don't start all the way over, and it signifies the beginning of the new phase when the boss stops and just has like awkward dialogue with Spyro. Like what is this? Even the bosses know it's a game, and this specifically always made me feel confused about like this whole situation. Apparently the bosses have like predetermined rules and agreements with Spyro now around like 3-round fights. It's weird, and Nasty Nork is weird. Oh, whoa! Where'd that come from? Put that away, dude. You need to put that away, dude. Oh no, he almost got me in the butt. What is that move? And he's dead. With 1 life to go. Death by ass singe. And after tearing his cheeks apart and leaving him for dead, Spyro obtains the Electric Fairy, giving him the first unlockable breath type of electricity and gaining access to the second world, the Lost Cities. The main hub of this world is Coastal Remains, which serves as like an island beach level with crabs and peaceful villagers walking around. Gotta give the natives a warm welcome. Okay, fire breath might be the better breath here. Main thing of interest here is just the turret minigame, where you have to protect baby sea turtles from the horrors of the natural world. Oh, no! Well, one of them got away. Oh, dude, hit him with the... Get to the water, boys! Dude, these birds are relentless. Is this really how it is? Nat Geo documentary right here. No! Timothy! Man, this turret game sure is fun. I hope there's more mini games like this. Oh, wait. All the mini games are like this. Yeah, the only mini games Spyro has access to are these turret games found in every main world. There being 4 in total. They are all a smidge different though. The first one is in this swamp where you are protecting a frog dude's fruit. Then this one with the turtles. There's one where you slaughter a village of moles, and then another one where you're on the beach of Normandy. Once you played one though, you pretty much get the idea. But of course, if you want that light gem, you gotta do each one twice. Yeah, this game absolutely blows in the minigame department. Which is a shame for a Spyro game, which, you know, especially the second and third one, had pretty fun minigames, and unique. At least now Spyro has electric breath though. Don't know how he forgot about it from the last game, but here we are. It's pretty much got the same powers from Enter the Dragonfly, where it's got a longer range from the fire breath, but takes longer to kill things. But it can be used to power machines to solve puzzles and shiz. Useful in this world, but honestly not used much past it. The 2 other levels that are connected to this hub world are interesting though, both of which you access through elevators. One that goes down, which leads to the underwater temple level of the sunken ruins, and one that goes up to the skies in the cloudy domain, which seems to take a big inspiration from Cloud City from Star Wars. This level is pretty cool, and stands out amongst other levels in this game that have very common themes amongst platformers. You know, like snow level, and lava level, and jungle level. You know, the usual stuff. Sunken Ruins though sucks, and probably one of my least favorite levels in the game. The weird nasty fishmen are cool, but the level itself is just a dark and gloomy maze that you're probably gonna have to backtrack through if you went here first instead of Cloudy Domain. After conquering both though, we can make our way over to the boss of this world, which is the most out of place boss of them all. It's just some big, ugly, mermaid looking motherfucker named Neptune.
You're larger than I expected.
Oh,
Huh? Normally people I fight say I'm smaller than they expected.
I better tits are the weak spot. Oh, bad breath. Did that tire her out? There's only 4 bosses in this game, 3 of which are story relevant. And then you got this chick. The one unique thing about her is the fact that she's the only boss that doesn't stand in the middle while you run around them. Instead, she runs around you. Nice, nice. Yeah, well, anyways, after breaking her neck, we acquire the next breath type, Water Breath. Water Breath. Isn't that just spit? I'm pretty sure Spyro probably could have did that before. This is the newcomer that is replacing the irredeemable Bubble Breath. Water Breath still can't kill enemies though, but it does have longer range with the ability to slow down enemies and activate water wheels. Again though, puzzles that require Water Breath are pretty rare and almost non-existent in the next couple worlds. Anyways, this takes us to the 3rd world of the game, Icy Wilderness, because of course we need an ice level. And that's pretty much summing up the whole main hub location of this world. This is Frostbite Village, and it's pretty much the epitome of a video game ice level. Nothing too unique here other than the fact that there are mole villagers running around, the perfect targets for me to let out my pin-up blink frustrations. After defeating the last 2 bosses, however, Red sends his strongest recruit to deal with Spyro, a force of nature no one man would hope to stand up to. This random-ass mammoth. And when Spyro and the mammoth meet halfway through Frostbite Village, it doesn't go the way you may think it would.
Dragon, Red tell me to stop you.
Oh, fat chance. I've beaten bigger baddies than you. All I have to do is run around you a few times while I figure out your weakness. Then I just hit you 3 times and...
Did he just kill Spyro? And eat sparks? Oh. Brown sparks. Yep, this mammoth is the one canonical victor against Spyro. Spyro has dealt with a lot of shit and a ton of tough enemies over the years, but this is the guy that takes him out and then humiliates Sparks. And the worst part is we never even get to fight him after this. Because, spoiler alert, he isn't even the boss of this world. After this, he fucking just said he did his job and he's out. Never to be seen again. Well, with Spyro out of commission, this leads to the most unique level, gameplay-wise, Gloomy Glacier. Here we get a whole level to play as Hunter, Most of it is fun and unique, and almost plays more like a Crash Bandicoot game, being a linear platformer experience. Most challenging part, though, is this one section where you have to fight a bunch of skeletons. For some reason, they were just wrecking me, man. And Hunter's like, you can't use his arrows for one, but his fist attack is just so awkward sometimes, man. It's like a dash, it's hard to like determine how far you're gonna go, and I don't know, man. I was having a rough time. Come on, snipe him! Are you kidding me? You get a Hunter. Oh, okay. I can't kill him. I just gotta defeat 12 skeletons. They're messing me up, though. I'm not even lying. Heal me up. Come on, support. Yeah, I'm dead. They're wrecking me, dude. Hunter kind of sucks. Can I actually shoot them with an arrow? Do I have to just get a headshot? No, I just physically cannot damage them. Oh my god, dude! Somehow I gotta survive these guys. Oh my god, that was bullshit. Dude, this game does have some major bullshit in it sometimes. Like, a lot of these punches, they should be hitting. There is no reason why it should not be. Oh. He hit me before he even used his sword. Where is he? Oh, thank God. Hunter's mission is to go rescue Spyro. Although in the cutscene, it didn't really look like he got kidnapped. More so he got fucking murdered. Making it through the gloomy glacier brings Hunter to Spyro's cell, where your boy frees him like a true homie should.
Spyro, you okay? Oh, Hunter, am I glad to see you. Do you think you can get me down?
Yeah, just hang in there, buddy.
Ah, very funny.
The only enemy to ever canonically defeat Spyro was that random ass mammoth. And he one-shot him.
Thanks, Hunter.
Back with Spyro at the helm, we are brought to the final level of the world, the Ice Citadel. A frozen fortress with some fun gameplay, fighting through hordes of Norks and rescuing an Elder Dragon locked in a cell, unlocking the final ability of the game, wall jumping. How exciting. Honestly, I'm tired of the ice levels, so let's just go to the boss of the world, which, like I said before, unfortunately is not the mammoth, but actually Red himself, who has come to challenge Spyro. Now, in doing research for this game, I noticed how most of the critical reviews of this game when it came out was that it was too easy. And honestly, I can understand that. There's no real challenge to most of the mini games, and the ones I don't like just come down to unoriginality or monotony. But I can tell you right now, whoever said this game was too easy never made it to this boss fight. Great, dude. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, he already killed me. Ah, you little fuckwad. He chose like the worst typing to go against Spyro. Oh, this dude, stop. You know, the fact that he can fly is kind of bullshit. That should hit him. You see that move? Alright, do not jump, you red motherfucker. Did that hit me too? Oh, don't! No! You little asshole. Oh, unleashing some fire now, I see. What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Oh, that's... Alright, I see now. I see the game we're playing now. This is not only the hardest part of the game, but probably the hardest boss in the series. Not counting anything after the reboot. I never played those games. But like the other two bosses, Red has 3 phases with 3 hits each. The part that sucks is the entire boss arena is on ice. Not only does this mean we got shitty slippery ice physics, but Spyro can't double jump and can't ram. So Spyro is pretty much handicapped in this entire fight, along with Red having some of the longest phases between hits. But the real trouble comes from this one move he likes to do in his final phase. Fuck this, dude. It does help that there are no lives in this game and you can respawn infinitely, but still, man, this boss sucks. It's not looking good for Spyro, guys. Oh, it moves so fast! It moves so unbelievably fast. You've got almost like no time to react to that. Okay, I think I'm learning these patterns now. Which, I mean, about time. Why is his head like that? He's not even looking at me, dude. Look at me when you fuck me, dude. I can end this right now. Dude, that is horse shit. Oh, fuck. You know, I get it. He's using all the types. But the phase is way too long, dude. Actually insane. Okay, this is the hard part. Dude! If everything goes right, I can go into the second phase with full health. Please. This ice can be bullshit too. That should have hit him. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Go this way. Dude, what is going on? The electric move is the only one, man. That move almost got me too, though. Oh, it's slower. It's slow. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Great. That was just unlucky. Okay, everything is going good. Good. It is going good. Keep it locked in, dude. Keep it locked in. I don't know why Spyro turned right there. Spyro isn't very reliable sometimes. Come on, unload. Oh, I got him! Yes! Well, after a while, I finally defeated him, and he runs away like a bitch. At least we get to save the little fairy he was keeping in his jar. Poor girl. With this, we unlock the fourth and final breath type, Ice. And why does Ice always last? Maybe because it's OP as fuck, actually. Because it kinda is. Being as it works on pretty much every enemy. Even if they have armor or a shield, only downside is it always takes 2 hits to kill, 1 to freeze, and 1 for a hit. Oh no. Oh no. The one fatal flaw. Ugh. So there are circumstances to use fire over ice when it only takes like 1 hit, except for enemies with armor. All in all, ice and fire are pretty good. Lightning is usable. Water sucks, and bubble breath fucking turbo sucks. Oh. Get in the bubble, dude. Why did it have to make a whole breath? Why couldn't I just touch him? Why couldn't I not just like fucking bite him or something? Oh jeez. Ice is also used in some puzzles, mainly involved in freezing water spouts to turn them into ice poles to swing from. And by the way, these pole physics suck. For some reason, I had the hardest time grabbing these things sometimes. Good thing Spyro knows how to work these poles. Okay, never mind. Never mind. That should have been a straight shot. Don't know what the fuck happened there. Alright, Spyro. Don't mess this up again. Ah! Oh, dude, what? Okay. Oh my god, why is this so difficult for me? This is like so simple. It's like you can't glide unless you double jump. Dude, fucking finally, jeez. Dude, I don't understand. That's supposed to... Oh my god, dude. This is insane. This isn't supposed to be difficult. Land on the stick. It's not hard. Just land on the stick. Dude, it's so hard to figure out where the edge of these platforms are. That was scary. Oh, thank God, just let me up. Okay. What? What? No! 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 Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Oh my God. Almost tougher than the Red fight, to be honest. Once defeated, Red flees to his secret volcano island lair, which is the setting for the 4th and final world. Originally, there were plans for 5 worlds, but they ended up merging the ideas for both into one larger world. Instead of the usual 3 levels, this world has 5. This first area is the hub zone of the world called Stormy Beach, and honestly, the theme of this place is cool. And I wish the level was an actual level and not as short as it is. I think it's actually the shortest level in the game with the least amount of dark gyms, minus Gloomy Glacier, with only having 1 dark gym. It's a real shame. It's a nighttime volcanic island beach level with pirate themes. Instead, we pretty much immediately get into the lava sections, which take a majority of the first half of this world. And you can tell was meant to be the theming of the whole 4th world, whereas the second half takes place underground, which would have been the beginning of the planned 5th world. But of course, before we can experience those underground levels, Spyro's got to get through these lava levels first. There being 2 of them, Molten Mount and then Magma Falls. And unlike the other worlds where you kind of had a choice about which levels you want to do in order, how you wanted to go about the world, this one is pretty linear. So you got to go through this thing like a fucking gauntlet. But yeah, these are in fact lava levels. The real goal, of course, is to find Red's secret underground lair. This leads to the second half of the world. Like I said before, it was supposed to be the beginning of World 5, but nonetheless, this is the Dark Mine. This level is an underground robot mine. The main thing carrying this level is the robot Nork designs that I have mentioned before. This and the next levels are the only levels to feature these dudes, which on one hand sucks because they're cool, but on the other hand, I don't mind because I just don't want to deal with these green ones. Fuck their lasers. Oh! Oh, that's unfortunate. You can do that all you want. Let's see. Electric breath, is that a weakness of yours? He's going crazy down there though. He's angry. And it's not at me. The only other thing of note about this level is this minecart ball section with Spyro, which I did not find very fun. Oh. I feel like this is gonna be a bitch, huh? What is the best course to deal with these guys? Oh, what? Oh my God. No other way, dude. You know what? Yeah, let's put Spyro in a glass ball and throw him down a mine shaft. You never expect a second one. You never expect the second minecart. Going through the depths of the mines leads us to the final level, Red's Laboratory, which is the most open of the whole last world, having multiple doors with different challenges to take on with the goal of destroying the last of the dark gems. This in turn opens the final boss door at the end, taking us into the main laboratory where Red has captured the professor because he tried to actually do something for once. Then the man himself shows up, but luckily this time he's weaker. He doesn't have his shitty ice staff anymore, plus the ground isn't covered in ice either, so this should be no problem, right?
Oh, poor naive Spyro. You obviously don't know that I always get my way. Leave it to me, Spyro. I've got him.
Of course, yep. Well, I guess they had to amp him up a little bit for the final boss somehow, or at least you'd think. Honestly, he's actually pretty easy. Actually really easy, and maybe the easiest boss of the whole game. Yeah, he does have just one really big phase, so there's no checkpoints, but his moves are so easy to dodge. I really thought he'd have a second phase or something, but nope. This is it. Yeah, just sit there and take it, dude. Sit there and take it. One more. Okay, what? Oh, whoa, what the fuck? Oh, dude. Oh, no, dude. Are you kidding me? Come on, one more. Oh, I need some health. Bad. What, next is probably going to be ice, right? Ice. Oh, shit. Alright. Titty missiles is what got me. So far, this fight is easier than the first time I fought him. So far, I have yet to lose a health. That's really good for a boss fight. I didn't even pull this off with Nasty Nork. Alright, the titty missiles is what's going to get me, though. I have a feeling I'm going to need Ice Breath. Whatever direction he's facing, just go the opposite. Alright, what we got? What we got? What is it? Did I hit it? Oh, shit. Get him again. Hit him. Shoot him in the heart. I think I just got to hit him like one more time, right? We can do it, dude. No hit run. Come on. Come on. Get him. Get him. Shoot him. Where's that butterfly? Oh, I see it. It's on the other side. Oh, okay. One more time. Yeah, get him! Blast him away! Come on, boys. Let's work together on this one. Is he dead? Is he actually officially finally dead? And yeah, once defeated, the professor shrinks Red down and then puts him in the jar.
He doesn't deserve to get off that easy. I'll take it from here. I'm sure I can
No.
use for it.
Professor. Don't. Oh, why'd you say it like that? Yeah, the end. And that is the end of Spyro: A Hero's Tale. And retroactively is the end of the original Spyro timeline. The next main console Spyro game after this is the reboot, where it's a straight reboot, like Spyro's like born again or some shit, I don't know. There is Shadow Legacy, which was only released on the DS, so I don't know if I'd count that one. So when it comes to the main console Spyro games, this was the last one that had the original, game design and character of Spyro. That is until the Reignited trilogy came out, but I mean that's just, a remake or remaster. I don't know the technical term. But it was just like the old games getting revamped. Still waiting on Spyro to get that true sequel like Crash did though. Your boy's still holding out hope. Well, I wanted to review this game because I previously made a review on Crash Twinsanity, which pretty much goes hand in hand with this game. Both being the 5th main titles for their franchises, while also being the final game of each franchise that have their classic mechanics. Minus of course the new Crash 4 that came out somewhat recently. Both almost having the same vibes too, being made to be pretty comedic and fourth wall breaking. Especially in this game, where Spyro acts almost like he's on a TV show.
Spyro, thank you for releasing me. I will now enchant you.
Why'd he look back at me like that? Which, I'll be real, I never really liked for Spyro. That style fits Crash a lot more. I like snarky Spyro, but not self-aware Spyro.
Your current position in
Whoa,
progress is
brain damage.
also, you lose a million brain cells.
Oh, yep.
Wow, a million brain cells? That seems excessively destructive. That seems kind of bad. Okay, it's cool.
But let's go back to my original question. How does this game compare to the original trilogy? Obviously, graphically, this game is superior, and the art style accompanying it fits pretty well. But the main thing I'd say this game does better is that the boss fights are generally more challenging and more like boss fights than, say, like the first game. Making these bosses better than the worst of the original trilogy, but not better than the really good boss fights like Ripto's boss fight in Spyro 2. His fight is better than pretty much anything from this game. But I'd also say the actual level designs are pretty good, especially with the first half of the game. And also when it comes to story, it's okay. The only real interesting part is the idea of Red. Not so much as actual execution though. Those are the things that the game did pretty right. But the original games still has this game beat at a few things. The soundtrack, characters, world variety and uniqueness, collectibles, and definitely the main challenges and minigames are all things the OT was superior with. But this game did try, and let's not forget, it's infinitely better than Spyro 4, so that's a plus. Anyways, I still did enjoy this game. I'm just glad he got one more true game before they decided to turn him into Elijah Wood.
Well, I was just trying to help.
Yo, some help. You nearly turned me to ashes, dude.
Well, it's true, Dad. I swear. I just got real mad, opened my mouth, and whoosh, Flame City.
But who knows? I've never played those rebooted games, so maybe at some point I may take a look at them too. Next up on the nasty analysis list, though, is another game from the Bandicoot himself, Crash. This time we're going back one. I reviewed the 5th game of the series for Crash and Spyro, and also reviewed the shitty 4th Spyro game a while back, so now it's time to take a look at the Crash version of his shitty 4th game, Crash Wrath of Cortex. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have anything to add about this game or fond memories of it, let me know in the comments. And with that being said, boys, I hope you guys have a nasty night, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Okay, okay, Spyro. Hold on to it. He keeps slipping.